to all our teachers and our educators. Shout out to the staff at 79th Street. Shout out to Mo. Shout out to Gina. Shout out to Jason. Shout out to the boys in the back of the grill, because they are doing a lot of work. Shout out to Wanda. She is around here going crazy. So when you see Wanda, I want everybody to say, hey, Wanda, because she is going crazy out here. So we've had a phenomenal show, gentlemen. Now, obviously, Orlando was not a guest of the show. OJ the Bank, the court man.
When I show up, I show up.
So, okay, everybody say, hey, Wanda.
Hey, Wanda.
We had to do that real quick. So, let's talk about something that most businesses lack, right? Because unfortunately, most businesses lack funding. And the reason why they lack funding is because what? They don't have business credit. They don't have funding. The great part about all three of us is we are three funding specialists. Now, the one thing that I tell small businesses about funding is this. If you are a business owner, you have to know your numbers in your business in order to really, truly want to get into money. Because if we get you a loan for $500 million, or $250,000, or for $100,000, or for $50,000, right? We all know that clock starts ticking. Whether you get it in cash or credit cards, that clock starts ticking. So if you want to get $50,000 in credit, $25,000 in credit, $100,000 in credit, which is totally fine, but you have to understand the terms and the parameters of that. Now, let's talk about real estate, Joe. You all have real estate. You all have real estate. What do you guys see the biggest issue that you see when it comes to business credit and real estate?
Well, business credit in regards to real estate, you talk about like businesses using that business credit to grab commercial real estate.
Well, no, the ones that don't have it.
Miseducation.
Miseducation. Good job.
I mean, for me, I just ran into the situation at the bank today. I would just say where to start at. Because the young lady came in and you just reminded me that flashlight just popped on for me. That I'm going to talk to her on Tuesday when I get back to the bank and show her some of the options, but then I'm also going to definitely refer her over to the services that we provide, because why not? Customers and opportunities. So, but she started the business and she's just been kind of, you can see that she was frustrated that she couldn't figure out the funding aspect of it. Like she was like, well, I have a relationship with the bank, so I'm gonna start here, and that's a great place to start. If you have a relationship with the bank, go ahead and start there. And then, as you mentioned with the business credit, not knowing where to go and then like how to get started with it. But there's a couple of different ways you can go about funding, but you just gotta kind of know where to get started at. So I'd say that's the biggest.
And you know what's so funny? I love when people say this. So when people say they have a relationship with the bank, we need to understand the value of what we have. A relationship at a bank does not mean you have a checking account and a savings account.
Also, important aspect of that, you have to have a relationship with the right bank, which means you have to have a relationship with a bank that has multiple products and services that you can take advantage of. That's how you really have a relationship with the bank.
But a lot, because I remember, I did 10 years. I said I did in jail sentence. I did 10 years for a bank. And most people don't get a relationship in a product is different things. If you are a customer of a bank and your only relationship is a product, meaning a checking and a savings, you do not have a relationship with it. They have a relationship with you. Because if your account ever gets negative, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give some of the tricks of the bank. That's what they do. Now, does everyone know what opt-in is? When you open up your first checking account, right, or your current checking account, they have you what? Opt in or what? Opt out. What does that mean? That means if your account ever goes negative, you opt in so that way they clear the debits. And they have a certain cushion that they will let it clear. They will also have another cushion if you have another what? Another product, such as the savings account. And then what they'll do, they'll transfer from the savings to the checking, right? That's for them to guarantee their money. So if you have your paycheck coming in and you have a little bit going to your savings, you can opt in. What about the line of credit? What about the $5,000 line of credit or a $2,500 line of credit that they can give you? But they always say you don't qualify for it. But they never tell you how to qualify for it. They only say, well, let's revisit this 6 months from now. Or let's revisit this 7 months from now. No, let me revisit another bank. Now, for those that are making average income, right? Because would you consider average income is $5,000 a month? That's great income for some. That's $60,000 a year, right? So let's just imagine you're bringing in $5,000 a month in a checking account. So that means you get about $1,500 a pay period, right? Because after taxes you make it $5, but you bring home $36, and then you transfer, say, $300. So at the end of the month, you probably got about hopefully $1,000 left, right? You trying to tell me they can't give you a $500 line of credit when they already know the money is coming in? So a lot of us don't understand what relationships truly mean. That's why sometimes you have to work with banks or credit unions that understand your business. Don't go with the bigger banks. Sometimes you got to go with the smaller banks, the local banks, or the credit unions. Because some credit unions will give you a credit card. As soon as you get a checking or a savings, they will issue you a $1,000 credit card, a $2,500 credit card, and not secured. So when the first thing we look at in business funding, we don't look at taxes. We look at income and we look at credit. How much are you bringing in, and what is your credit? So let's talk about it. What does your credit need to be to really take advantage of business funding?
So Brian, real quick, we'll kind of circle back to something you had mentioned as far as the relationship and it not just being a checking and savings account, but you having other products like you had mentioned, maybe having a personal loan with the bank, or if you have a business trying to get a business line of credit, which I love, like you had mentioned. The smaller banks, we have more flexibility than some of the larger banks to work with the small business. Where the larger banks, and I don't really like to discredit or say negative things about the larger banks, but at the same time, it kind of is what it is. The larger banks, if you're not at that $500,000 a million, you know, your business is bringing in $50,000 a month, something like that, they don't really want to have a conversation. It's more of a, like you had mentioned, we'll just give it a couple more months, you know, we'll revisit it at that time. Where with Wintrust, what I love is that we take a personal, like we want to build a relationship with you. So we want to get you started with the checking and savings, and that's what that was like just for everything. The checking and savings, that's like, you know, y'all talking, y'all.
Yeah.
We kind of talking to each other. We trying to get a feel for each other.
It's kindergarten. That's kindergarten.
We might want to do a second day, might want to do a third day, but we're trying to get to know each other. But then that's when you have the getting the credit card or getting the personal loan or building that, and that just kind of moves us closer to our relationship building and growing and everything like that, which then will allow you to, after you've gotten into a good to say, you know, hey, I started the business. How do I get a line of credit? How do I get a business loan? How do I get a business credit card? I'm looking to build my own personal one. If you think just going for an unsecured or going for a secured card would be the best route, like we have options that we can work with someone that's trying to build, someone that might have had a couple mistakes in the past and now they gotta kind of get it back up, or someone that doesn't have any credit at all, and then all the way to someone that has that 700, 720, 750 and up. We have products that we can work with that. And then like I had mentioned, the smaller one, like we have more, we want to put more skin in the game so we really are starting to do want to build with.
And just to add to what both of you brothers are talking about, well, first off, we're not saying don't deal with large banks.
Yeah, no.
We're just making sure you're fully educated, because when it comes to dealing with large banks, the underwriter, you might live in New York and you go to your branch. The underwriter might be in California. The underwriter does not see they have no personal relationship with you. However, with a smaller bank or a credit union, now there's a good chance that the person you're talking to is also the underwriter. So now they have a face behind your business. They have a more personable relationship. So they're going to understand more of what you're going through.
And even if it is where it might not be that direct person that you're talking to, it's not too far away from that direct person that you're dealing with, as opposed to kind of the larger banks where, like you said, they could be in a whole completely other state making the decision, where with the smaller ones, we can have that underwriter reach back directly to us with any issues, with any questions, that we can reach directly back to you to get those questions and answers, and everything moves a little bit faster, as opposed to if this is a larger, where you might get lost in the shuffle now that you've had an issue or a question that they got to get fixed. You know, it could slow things down. So yeah, not discrediting larger banks. They definitely have a purpose. That's why they're large. But getting started kind of with the smaller ones in the credit unions are a little bit more small business friendly.
And also, I think I'm gonna give up a gem right now. I'm gonna give up a gem. So I see we have a couple business owners in here. We have 1, 2. Can everyone hear me real quick? Everyone hear me?
Yeah.
How many business owners do we have in here? Business owners. If I can show you guys how to get a $20,000 line of credit within the next 30 days, would you be interested? Okay, I'm gonna tell you real quick. It's a free game. Taki, listen to this. Taki, I need everyone right now. Toki, I'm sorry. This is how you can get a $20,000 line of credit right now, where you are right now. Number one, you gotta ask yourself, I don't know your financial situation, I don't know what you got. I'm ask you 2 questions. Do you have a W-2, or are you 100% self-employed? If you do have a W-2, all I want you to do, if you don't already, go get your EIN, go get your LLC for $150.
What's an EIN?
There you go, employee identification number. Now, again, most of us, we treat our business like a hobby, unfortunately. So we don't have the what? Documentation. A lot of us do our business through what? Cash App, Venmo. We don't separate our funding. I don't know why we don't do that, but this is the problem that we have. So what you gotta do, you got a W-2 and you own a business, right? Let's just say you're bringing home $4,000 a month on your W-2, right? It's not a lot of money, but that's some money. Take $200 of that, only $200, because that's something that you can physically do, right? $200. Go open up the LLC and that EIN. Go open up that account at another institution that your current checking account is not in. You know why you're gonna do that? Because you're gonna show a different stream of income. Also, what I want you to do, I don't care if you Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, do something that can generate you daily revenue. Have that money deposited into that account. Do that for 6 months. You know what this is gonna show? Accounts receivables. So when an underwriter looks at your profile, he's gonna say, oh wow, you got money going to this account that's not on your current deposits, right? Business credit is based upon revenue. They're going to approve you based upon you're not depending on your paycheck. What we do, everyone say commingle.
Commingle.
Say commingle.
Commingle.
We commingle all of our funds. You can't do that in business. You have your W-2 income, you have your business income, you have your savings income. For women, you have your women income, right? That money's down, yeah. All my husbands is laughing. You know, everyone got that woman income to where, honey, I don't really know about it, but they know about it. And then us guys, we got the cigar income or whatever. But when it comes to lending, you can't commingle because you can't define what's business and what's personal. If I'm your underwriter, you can't tell me, oh, if you got 10,000 coming into your bank, but 5 of that is Uber, that's not business. That's personal. We have clients right now, right, that Uber, I love Orlando, so I'm gonna tell this business. So I can do this. So he Ubers. And because it's in his business name, all that income that he makes on Lyft is his business income. So when he goes to get approved for a property for his business real estate, guess what he's using? His Uber. He's not using his income from Wintrust. That's how you can get. Hey, my dude. Sit down. Why do they sit down? I'm not on here. I ain't not doing that. So again, that's how you can get a quick 20,000. Very quick. Now, the question when you get the 20,000, do you know how to manage the revolving credit? If you don't have a plan, don't do it. Because the one thing about when you start borrowing real money, 5 to 10 to 15 to 20, 25, 30, 40, 50,000, you got to pay the company. It's just like having a car though. You go get that big Jaguar, right? You walk away. In 45 days, that first payment. So what's going to happen when that first $1,600 payment or $400 payment, because it's a line of credit, it's revolving. So remember, it's not a loan, it's a line of credit. So if you don't borrow against it, you don't pay nothing on it. So if you don't have what's called an exit strategy, most of us don't understand what these words mean. Because some of us, we play our business like a house. We start it, we stop it. We start it, we stop it. We do it on Monday, we don't do it on Tuesday. We get mad on Wednesday, we don't do it on Thursday. We do it on Friday. Well, what do we say? Oh, I don't do my small business on business. How dumb is it? So you trying to tell me you only do your business from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday? So that means, irregardless of who wants to do business with you, you will never do it on Saturday and Sunday. How's that gonna work out? That's not gonna work out, right? So again, how do you go from 20,000 to 50,000? How do you go from 50,000 to 100,000? All you're doing is doubling up what you're doing. Instead of 200, how to go to 500. Instead of 500, how to go to 1,000. For my married couples, for those that are married, live off one income for 6 months. You know how easy that is? One of my clients said, well, Brian, I can't do that. You could if you lost the job. You could if you lost the job, you could live off one income. So what a lot of people don't understand is we don't need the help. We are the help. We just have to change the way we think. Stop being the what? No, stop being the what? The consumer. And be the what? Remember, you're not the lender, you're the borrower. I want to lend to you. We are the biggest, the most influential culture in the world. But we own nothing. We just did we just had 2 more offices in 48 hours. We now have an office in Tinley Park. We also have an office now in University of Chicago. So again, we have a lot of gyms. Hopefully that information is helpful. $20,000 line of credit. Orlando, if they want to get a hold of you, to get scored 50, if they want to get a hold of you, how can they get a hold of you?
So social media is OJ Dub35, OJ the Bankman as well. If you want to reach me at Wintrust, it's 773-661-0588. Again, 773-661-0588. Or O Winfrey at wintrust.com. OWINFREY at wintrust.com is another great spot to reach out to me as well. This information is out here, man. Just got to take advantage of it.
You can reach me at 773-966-7598, or you can also email PhoenixRisingCorp1979 at gmail.com. Once again, you can reach me at 773-966-7598, or email PhoenixRisingCorp1979 at gmail.com.
Okay, and it is Brian Hood, and we're at the Ownership Club. You know how to get a hold of us. Ownership Club, Intellectual Radio. I'm going to stop putting my number out. I'm going to be your numbers out.
We got to be the plug.
We get to that point, but I don't want to give my number out no more. So, yeah, every Saturday we're going to be here. If you're a small business owner, make sure you come on Intellectual Radio. Shout out to Earl. Shout out to 79th Street BBQ. We are here, and we love you. Tune in, and we'll see you next week.
So, I have no sauce. So you said.